Drew Ashby, Max Thalen, and Seth Lowry practiced law together at the ATL law firm. They have been among our school's strongest supporters, and they love to honor our professors. They love to honor their professors. And they've already endowed scholarships in honor of Professor Duane and Professor Hernandez, and they have once again decided to honor one of the beloved members of our faculty by endowing a scholarship in his name. Yes, Drew, Max, and Seth want to honor this professor, but they also want to inspire you. They once sat in the seats you now sit. They once attended a retreat just like this one. And today they are practicing together, 3 Region alums, trying big cases, loving their neighbor, and ministering through their work as trial lawyers, and successful enough that they've been able to generously give back to the law school time and time again, and in a way that honors professors who deeply impacted their lives. And they hope that their example, they hope that their path might encourage and inspire you. They want you to know that if they can do it, you can do it too. So I want to read something that they wrote. They wrote, "When we were in law school, we had our minds set on prestigious clerkships, jobs with large law firms. And while God's path for us involves some of that, we started our own firm and have been able to change parts of society, companies, and lives of individuals for the better, all using advocacy and the jury system. We do this in a way that brings us closer to the reason we went to law school, so that we could do for others what they could not do for themselves and make a difference for our clients and in our community. We want Regent Law students to know, and especially the recipients of this scholarship to know, that they are well suited to be the men and women the Lord will use to make an impact on our nation." Those attorneys from the ATL law firm, they want to challenge and inspire each of you towards servant leadership. And so they have decided to recognize a servant leader on our faculty and endow a scholarship that will be awarded annually to a student who exemplifies servant leadership in our community. The professor they have chosen to honor is undoubtedly one of the most impactful servant leaders in the history of our law school. In fact, he exemplifies every single one of our core values. We say we want to be a Christ-centered community where the students and faculty exhibit the fruit of the Spirit. You know, my daughters have one of those big picture book Bibles, and I looked up Fruit of the Spirit to see what picture that Bible showed. And when I turned to Fruit of the Spirit, there was just a giant picture of Professor Jeff Brauch. I've rarely known anyone who more clearly exhibits love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. But he's also an accomplished academic who stands for truth and justice and religious liberty. And he has discipled thousands of students, generations of students. Not only that, but he's devoted much of his life to being an advocate for justice in otherwise dark corners of the world, where the least of these can be easy to ignore. He founded and continues to direct our Center for Global Justice, whose advocacy is responsible for literally setting prisoners free, liberating enslaved people, opening venues to worship, and combating human trafficking. But more than anything, when I think of Professor Jeff Brauch, I think of servant leadership. He led this school as dean for more than 15 years, and he did it with his trademark combination of wisdom and kindness and grace and humility. That is a personal example to me, but also an example to all of us. So I'm delighted to announce the creation of the Jeffrey A. Brauch Servant Leadership Scholarship, which will be awarded annually beginning in the fall of 2025. It will be given, here are the criteria, it will be given to a student whose life demonstrates quiet, humble servant leadership and steadfast Christian character, accompanied by a winsome passion for serving the Lord and their neighbors, with a preference given to someone who wants to use their career in practice or teaching of law to build up followers of Jesus Christ into capable, morally and intellectually grounded and effective advocates for others, just as Professor Brauch has done. As I ask Professor Brauch to come up and receive this certificate and perhaps say just a few words, please join me in congratulating Professor Jeff Brauch and thanking Drew Ashby, Max Thalen, and Seth Lowry for endowing this scholarship in his name.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Dean. I don't know what to say. I'm honored. I'm honored by our alums. I'm honored by what you shared. And I'm honored by you. If something is to be named in my honor, I'm so thankful that it's a scholarship that is going to help students come here, go through here, and become leaders in our community. I've been on sabbatical this semester. It's been fun. It's been great. I'm getting a lot done, but I really miss you. And so it's just a pleasure to be here, and I'm honored by what these alums have done, and just pray that God will use this for the good of students for years to come. So thank you very much.